of my face is red, with breasts, with a shoulder of a friend, with a corner of a desk, with communion, with a yes, and I'll tell you. Welcome back to Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John. Beside me is Skyler.
What's up, cocksuckers?
Cocksucker. Hello, cocksucker to you. Mike, how you doing? You're in Vancouver.
Chilly, baby. Nice and chilly.
I hear it's chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Winter's a coming.
Yeah, it's been dropping.
So high right there.
Before we go any further, thanks for listening to this and telling a friend. You get this podcast everywhere you get podcasts. Thank you, Bike Thieves, for the intro. New album leaking out later this month on Stomp Records. It's fucking rad. You can listen to it now on Spotify and pre-order the actual album. But at least listen to it on Spotify. It's good.
At least listen to it for free.
At least listen to it for free.
Yeah, totally. It's free.
It's free.
It wouldn't be punk rock if you didn't listen to it for free.
That's right. Don't pay for it. Buy a t-shirt instead.
Yeah.
Send them well, with this whole COVID thing, you can't support your locals, really. You know, there's no shows going on.
No. There's no shows.
These are unprecedented times. Like, I can't just be giving out money willy-nilly.
No.
Yeah, like, I mean, Bandcamp? What is Bandcamp, right? Like, I'm not paying for anything on Bandcamp.
I don't think they're on Bandcamp anymore. They're on Stomp Records, baby.
Well, whatever.
You know,
yeah. Bandcamp.
I see Bandcamp as a free medium, but like you can go on there, like a lot of like, you know, artists and groups and shit. Like they have records and merch and everything for sale through their Bandcamp. It's like I've never once thought of that platform for, you know, purchasing music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I've never purchased music other than maybe iTunes in like 2009 when that was new, and since then it's just like. Stream. I pay for Spotify. I pay for it. I got the premium.
Spotify now is like the most convenient, and like I want, and also like I'm totally into getting a hard copy of something. If I can't get it, then I don't need it, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah,
but
totally.
My situation, like I can't just have stacks and stacks of records and CDs or whatever laying around here. So it's like Spotify or nothing.
Yeah. Well, you could designate a van. As the record van.
I could get another van. I've been
van
looking.
Of record.
Van of record, yeah. The archive.
I could get another van.
How cool would that be?
Dude, I'm still looking. I'm looking every week just as hard as ever. Like, if I can get a sub $1,000 fucking van, like, I'm starting a van farm, whether I got the farm or not. Like, I'll just hold on to them, you know?
Yeah,
find places to park them and keep them.
New? This is like, we know your like your van life is, it's not a you sleep kind of lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like you live, breathe, and fuck vans.
Like I feel like I
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Don't start putting that out there.
So, Mike, how many vans have you fucked?
I fucked vans.
Everyone I've owned, so.
Like I feel
fucked in or fucked.
Like being a
as long as it's consent.
You being a 3%er is a disservice. Like I think you're a 97%er.
That's the rest of you cucks. The rest of you cucks are 98%ers.
Yeah, there's 2%.
Yeah, but like, I still feel like you should just.
You're saying I'm in. You're saying I'm in the 90. You're saying I'm in the 98% of that 2%.
You were 97% van and 3% society. It's the other way.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah.
Fuck like society.
Yeah.
You know, I was 3% society before I had a van.
It's like, if you're like a 2%er, you're also a 98%er. You know what I mean? Like, in that 2%,
I guess,
98% like, of a van.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking
Well,
about?
fucking, I guess I was just saying, like, I don't want to jump right into it, but, like, a buddy of mine's going through some shit we're going to jump into, but I sold him one of my best vans ever. When I left town, he bought it $2,000. It's still on the road. Like until last week, it was still on the road, and fucking. It's still running, and it's just parked now for.
Why isn't it on the road?
Reasons.
Was it impounded? Was it a crime scene?
I don't think it was impounded or part of the crime scene, but unfortunate circumstances took place at 5 a.m. Saturday, September whatever.
Where?
In Riverside Trailer Park in Smithers, British Columbia, down by the river.
Ricky and Julian there?
It's that kind of place for sure. It might as well be fucking Sunnyside or whatever. Sunnyvale.
Oh, I was going to say, like, what the fuck did you call it? Sunnyside?
Sunnyside.
This is Riverside, but we'll call it Rivervale. Down at Rivervale Trailer Park.
Don't want to blow up the spot.
Some serious shit went down. My buddy Sean ended up fucking shooting a guy in the stomach with a shotgun, and the details are mysterious.
They're still mysterious? Like, you haven't got any update?
I've been talking with so many people, not even just about this, but it's forced us all to kind of reconnect.
Oh, well,
I was saying to Skyler of phone calls. Like, we hadn't got a lot of updates from you other than the initial when the story broke. And I'm like, I wonder if he's like saving it for the show or he just doesn't really know. But you lit our phones up the other night, just like, my buddy shot someone. He's in jail.
Yeah,
like, fuck.
Well, like, and I know the dude who got shot, and like, don't wish him any extra harm or any harm at all, but like, wasn't a fan. I'm just gonna say it, wasn't a fan. I'm not gonna suck his cock now that he's like dying in fucking the hospital. Like, I didn't like him that much.
Right.
But I don't know enough details to say he deserved it, didn't deserve it, but I doubt he deserved it. And I can't see my buddy Sean shooting anyone unless he had to, or it was like a complete accident. Right. Like, safety's off, we're just fucking around 5 a.m. drunk and, blow someone's guts out. Like, I can't imagine a situation where he would have had to have done that,
with a shotgun.
Because I'm not going to speak publicly, like, ill on this Damien fella, but like, he does have some tendencies that, like, we have all speculated, like, could this be an accident? Who knows if this is actually a full-blown accident? We just don't know yet. There's an ongoing investigation about it. The only update I really do have, other than, the getting the story and telling you guys, is that Damien was, like, not breathing on his own, in and out of surgeries. He's, like, done with his surgeries. He is breathing on his own. He's talking, like, kind of talking again, like, able to communicate. So I think they're trying to work out the details with him right now, before anything kind of gets, like, put into the public eye, like the newspapers and all that shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
It's good that it's likely, like, an attempted murder now and not murder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Worst case scenario,
well,
it's
not
attempted,
out of the woods
right?
yet.
He sounds out of the woods.
Yeah, he survived.
Whereabouts in the woods do you think he is, Mike?
He's like 1 foot in, like doing the hokey pokey. You know what I mean? He's got 1 foot in. He's shaking it all about.
Yeah, I gotcha. Is the other foot in the grave?
You could say 1 foot in the woods and 1 foot in the grave. Yeah.
It's a fair.
And at least one of them's doing the hokey pokey.
Yeah. Hokey pokey and right through his grave.
Dragging the guts behind him.
Could you imagine being his loved one in the hospital and, like, the doctor comes in and just like, how is he, doc? And just like, well, he's got 1 foot in the ground, 1 foot in the grave. He's got 1 foot in the woods. And he's hokey pokey in between the two of them.
Yeah, I could see that conversation happening in Newfoundland.
Yeah, for sure. He's hokey pokey in there.
You're doing a hokey pokey then.
Yeah.
He's just like in the hospital, like clinging to life, loved one in hand, and the doctor comes in. He's like, "Oh, I just heard on this like podcast that like
someone
named Damien like likely had it coming." Like they don't know much about it other than there's a good chance he deserves it.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah. We don't know for sure, but
no
there's
one
a
knows.
good chance he had it coming. He's
done
some
now
shit
that I
in
know
the past that warranted being shot, but he got it.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I can say on multiple occasions there's been a few instances with him around. Not that I'd say he deserved to get shot at those moments, but he has been some of like the skeeziest and shittiest of a person that I've ever seen. At parties, at a wedding most recently. Like he was damn near the nail in the coffin of this like great wedding I went to a couple years ago where we partied all weekend, and he was like the only sore point. So I'm not saying he deserved to got shot, but that weekend he got dragged out in the field and almost kicked to death. You know, like, I'm not saying who was there and who wasn't, but like there was some serious shit going down that weekend. You know, and he's not always in his right mind. I think
your pee. Did you make him lick the pee?
Did I what?
Did you make him lick your pee? Your go-to.
No, there was no dick sucking or pee drinking in the field. No, none of that happened. But yeah, you know, like I don't have a good pass with this guy. Like the only one time I partied with him where he was like fun and funny, we were floating the river and everyone was like giving each other nicknames for the day, basically middle names. So you'd be like Mike, fucking, you know, Big Boy Vieira or whatever, and everyone would just call you Big Boy all day or whatever. Yeah. But Damien's nickname was Beverly, so we just called him Bev and Beverly all day. That's the only good memory of him.
Was he Beverly because he was a hillbilly or because he was acting all Hollywood?
Because he's a bitch. Because he's a bitch. He was being a bitch.
Neither of those things, actually.
Listen, like I'm speaking ill on past events. Like I can't say much about this current situation, and I don't wish him any harm, like I said. But dude, like my boy Sean is fucking definitely going through the ringer right now, and I feel for him. Like he's just like he's a rowdy, he's a crazy, but he's like just a regular guy, works hard, saving money, trying to buy some land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like struggle, buddy.
He's making music and he's building weird little guitars in his free time, and like he's just a regular dude living his life. And it's like now, who knows what's gonna happen with him? He could. 10 or 15 years of working his ass off, saving money could be flushed down the drain. His life could be completely ruined because he's a convicted criminal after this, you know. Like, he's probably going to get something. You can't just fire guns in a trailer park anymore.
Somebody, you know? Not fire guns in a trailer park. You fired a gun into a human.
Yeah, that's way worse.
It's a lot worse.
Way worse.
A lot worse.
Because, I mean, I've been down there.
This guy was standing in front of it.
Listen, you can fire guns down there, but it's like one and done. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be out there shooting guns. And granted, like, I've been down there. We've been shooting guns across the river, into the river, at the trees across the river. Like, had a great time down there. Like, multiple times the guns have been around. But it's all been, like, responsible kind of, like, fun with the guns. Like, we're not taking them out at 5 in the morning and shooting one into the air. Like, that doesn't happen. Why is there a gun at 5 in the morning? You know, like... Just makes you wonder. Who knows what happened?
Anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to my buddy Jay, and like Jay's like childhood friends with Sean. Like we're all part of like the, you know, our little gang and shit. And he's like, I don't even know for sure that Sean had a shotgun. Like I know he's got rifles down there, but like I don't remember ever seeing a shotgun. So it's like maybe Damien brought that gun.
Right.
Maybe that's Damien's. Who knows? We don't fucking know.
Yeah,
maybe his stomach just did that.
He could have just. He could have showed up like that. Who knows?
Framed him. Framed him.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know. Okay, I got another funny story about Sean. So, like, last night I was talking to some friends, just catching up about life, and they just bought a house and blah, 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 right? And my buddy Matt works for the railroad, and he's like, there was one time over Christmas last year where we were at, like, mile 13, going through this tunnel on the way out to Rupert, and right at the tunnel, we, like, you know, we turned our lights on full bore going through the tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel there's two guys. One of them's in a Santa hat and the other one's carrying 2 cases of beer, and they're at the edge of this tunnel, and as they get close, like they slammed on their brakes, they're getting close and shit, and as they get close, Matt's like trying to see who it is, and it's fucking Sean doing like devil horns with his Santa hat, like blah! Just like on acid, Christmas in this tunnel, 13 miles outside of town, like just wow with his Santa hat on. It's like, okay, yeah. Like he's not a total like, you know, square of a dude, but he's not like, he's harmless. Like he's a you know. Harmless type of human. Wouldn't hurt a fly. Crazy, but wouldn't hurt a fly. So
I would assume like he's in jail at the moment. No,
he's in jail. Yeah. He's in jail. Yeah.
What do you hold someone on, though, when you don't know what the charge is, though? How does that work?
Well, it would be like
Is it?
reckless discharging of a firearm.
I guess they could
shit
just
like
change
that.
the
Could be
charges as they
illegal.
go.
Could be illegal possession. Maybe it's not legal
No, I think
possession.
you're right.
Who
Like
knows?
we're gonna hold you on like I
Suspicion.
think
of
it's
it.
like unlawful use of a firearm.
Or I guess they could
Yeah.
hold them on attempted
Well, and
murder and
bodily
then escalate
harm
it.
and
Exactly. Like
attempted
they just hold them
murder,
on
yeah.
one thing, and then once it resolves itself, it's like okay, either free to go or you're getting charged with this. Like
Yeah.
Listen, if Damien lives and doesn't charge Sean, and they don't have any reason to, he's still going to go to jail for something to do with
there might
shooting somebody
not be jail time.
in the trailer park.
There might not be, but it would be like you are gonna be like house arrest, probation.
Still convicted. Still
You know?
convicted of something,
I
though.
feel like there's got to be a line, too,
But
though,
like
where
let's
it's
just say for a second, Damien
He'll
wakes
still
up
be convicted
and-
of something. He has
But
to
I'm
be.
saying Damien wakes up and explains that like this was a total fucking accident.
Accident.
Like,
Right,
Which is
right,
likely.
like-
That's likely going to happen, yeah.
and then it's like, do you want to press charges? And he like maybe he doesn't because it was an accident.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, maybe it was his gun even. Like he brought it over
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
All these details will
I
come
think
out, I'm
then
sure.
you're gonna miss out on those big heavy charges, but they'll still get you on shit. Like it'll be like you'll just get fined a bunch, I think.
Yeah.
And like I said, probation,
Yep.
and you'll probably not be allowed to have guns ever again.
Listen, even if the shooting was an accident, if the gun was not in... If it's not in Sean's possession when it was discharged, he shouldn't have it. He shouldn't be shooting it.
Yeah, it
right?
should have
Like,
locks
he's
on
not
it
legally
and stuff.
allowed. So
Yeah.
there's going to have to be a conviction of some sort in regards to that. And the fact that he, yeah, like you said, like, even if it was an accident, still discharged,
Yeah.
whatever, like, whatever
Is
term
he a
you
cop?
just used there. Who?
Sean.
You think I'm hanging out with cops? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, look at this.
Cuck
I'm
bitch.
just like you look like you got like a fucking DA outfit on right now. You're just like undercover.
You know what?
I'm just saying though,
You-
like if you're a cop, you can shoot people and get away with it, right?
Well, I was
Oh,
saying
it's
that
in
in our
minorities.
chat like 2
Well.
weeks ago. Do you remember my new life plan? I was like, I think I'm just going to become a cop because I can beat up all the shitheads I don't like and park wherever the fuck I want.
Yeah, for sure, right? Like
You know?
it's a great occupation.
Oh, yeah.
Great benefits.
Good benefits.
Not if you're going to... Yeah, it's a great occupation if you're going to do it shady.
Yeah, like
You know?
training day shady, right?
Yeah, you got to be shady, man. Otherwise, you're just a cuck for the public. going to kindergarten classes and shit, you know what I mean? Going to kindergarten class, manning the fucking crosswalk after school, like you just
Ooh,
that
yeah.
cuck.
That
Yeah.
cuck, like what was that cuck's name? Fucking Larkin. He was our like officer liaison in school. That was like a I guess he was a real cop, and he just would go to all the schools in Halton, I guess, and
Was it the guy that brought the
don't-
drugs around?
No.
he was the guy that came to your house that one time and told us to stop doing drugs.
Oh yeah, shit.
Remember that? Like we got a house
That
visit.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a house visit at my nan's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I
Like,
remember you when you were in grade 4.
do you remember that? Like, I'm sure we've talked about it on this before. No, but like, so
I think
we-
you
there
did.
was-
Yeah,
I've
you
heard the
did.
story, but not
I
on
think
the
you-
show. Did we?
Might have.
Maybe.
I think it was on the show.
Long story short, where we just fucking like totally harassed this kid to the point
Well,
where
tell the long story long. We're only 10 minutes into the show.
I don't know, he was just a bitch. He was
Yeah.
a little fucking bitch. Mike
Just your
was
standard high school bullying.
yeah. Oh
Wait,
my
is that
God.
the kid we went to? Is that the kid we went to Acton about?
No, there was the
that
kid?
kid?
that fucking used to just come and hang out with us all the time, and we'd make him buy us dope and stuff.
Yeah, we went to Acton and fucked his house up.
No, he lived like close to me. I'm not saying
Oh,
his name.
Pooh Finger. You can say Pooh Finger.
No, it wasn't Poo Finger. I don't think we. It
Who was it?
It was
You
fucking,
got it. We'll beep it.
we can't beep.
We don't
it.
got the budget to beep things.
It was like
We'll
Ryan. His
beep
name
it.
was Ryan.
I don't remember that kid at all.
You
Dude, I have
fucking-
no memory of this
Fucking, we
kid.
called him Ryan Gay. That was his nickname.
Ryan Gay. I remember Ryan Gay, but I don't remember what he looked like.
He looked real gay.
Come on, paint the picture. Paint the picture. Come on.
He was like a tall, lanky kid, not overly tall.
So you went from like we can't say names to here's the fucking full description.
Oh, Mike's having
and his
trouble.
alias is.
Ryan Gay.
No one else. Like,
He
we
must
just call
not have
him
been
Ryan
around
Gay.
for very long because I don't remember him. I don't
No,
remember
but
him.
so
He
either
was
way,
not
like,
impressionable.
Here's the rest of the story you'll remember. Like, basically, we ripped him off for dope one time. And then
this is like high school, so it's like $30.
Yeah, it might have been like $100.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like we ripped him off. Mike ripped him off, and he basically told his mom, who then told the school, and it just turned into this huge thing where then like he spent every one of his lunches, like they said he was like suspended, and he spent every lunch in the office, like in the detention room. And basically it was like witness protection because they knew that we would kick the guy to death. But then like one day, like we all like it was like 10 of us, like we all found out that he was like hiding out in the office, and like we all went over there and just like stood outside the office, like congregated, and like that was where we're gonna hang out.
Put the squeeze on him.
Oh, we put the squeeze on him hard, and then like.
And can you see him in there?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like he's looking up, sweating.
He's not looking. He's just like like we've all been in that
saw
room.
you once and won't look back.
There's nothing on the wall, so he's not looking at anything but the wall, just like sitting in his own fucking
his
yellow.
Pre-cell phone to play on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And either way, and then so like after that incident, the congregation, we like all individually got called down to the office, and like. And either way, like one of our other buddies caught wind that the cops were gonna be involved. Then I guess they told him like the cops are going to your buddy Mike's house. Like we know what goes on there.
Oh wow!
Ryan
ratted on everybody.
Yeah,
Ryan.
And then fucking so either way, right? So like we get told this in the morning that the cops are coming to Mike's house. And so we just didn't like go to your house on lunch. Like we just avoided it like the plague. And then after school, it's like, well, we got to go to Mike's house.
Yeah,
like if the cops are gonna, like,
now we're safe.
We got to get the story right. And then like we get there. I think we called you and told you that the cops were coming, and like you guys had hid everything. Like,
I remember that. I remember that.
Like,
yeah.
It was like Nan, don't ask any fucking questions.
Nan's always involved.
Yeah,
Nan's always.
We gotta hide all of these like bongs and fucking all the dope and. And either way, so then we went to your house.
Put him under your bed.
Yeah, like wrapped him, put him in like a suitcase wrapped in a blanket and a duffel bag. Like just hid it like it was a dead
Stick it under your bed. They're not gonna look there.
No. No one's going in your room, man.
Yeah. Open your closet. Stick it in the back.
Yeah. Open the closet and shut your mouth.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. That was the saying around the house. You got 5 minutes. Shut the fuck up. Because she'd come down and be like, "You guys have 5 minutes to get the hell out of my house. You guys are making it all stinky. You're spray painting. You're smoking your drugs down here. And you got 5 minutes to get the fuck out of here." It's like, well, you got 5 minutes. Shut the fuck up.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And then that was like for the remainder of our time chilling in that house. That was the old saying.
Yeah, 5 minutes, shut the fuck up. But either way, I digress. We went there after school, and then like went to go get the like what happened, and Mike was just like the cops never came. Like it must have been like a ruse. And then like sure enough,
totally.
like you just hear like bang 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 on the door,
cop knock,
heavy footsteps. And like we all got called upstairs, and he was like sitting there, power set, like sitting at the dining room table.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this because I was like, "Why are you wearing your boots in my fucking house?"
Yeah.
That's the first thing I said. It's like, "You got your goddamn boots on my nan's carpet right now."
And he was
like, "I can't even come this far in the house with my fucking boots on." I get yelled out the door. So you got your fucking dirty boots on my nan's carpet right now. And he's like, "Would you sit down? Would you sit down? We just calm down. Would you just sit down?" And it was like, and that's all honestly, it's all I don't remember who Ryan Gay is, what he looks like, why this whole thing happened. But I do remember the cop coming, and I remember it being like a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes or so.
I think, like, to be honest with you, like, as much as we harassed him, I think, like, we did it jokingly. I know this sounds, like, so bad,
That's how it all is.
But there was
we were shitheads, man. Like, I'm not proud of it.
People that, like, take it too far.
Yeah.
Right? There was definitely two of our friends I won't name, because I think one of them is definitely a felon now.
Well, describe them in detail.
What was their street name?
Yeah. What was their Christian name? But either way, I think, when it's like we would rib the kid, but then when these guys got involved, it was definitely more of a, like, what the fuck did you say to me?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we would just call him Ryan Gay,
aggressive,
and they would full on be like...
Yeah. Ryan F-bomb?
Yeah. 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 So... but yeah, then we got like a stern talking
Chucking around hard Fs.
And I remember I had like a big old afro at the time. And like the cop just looked at me and he's just like, honestly, like, and you
this
like,
kid's got the weed. This kid's got the weed for sure.
Yeah, just like you look like you're a pothead and like you stick out like a pothead, like you should probably just be better, kind of thing. And it was like, you know what, you're right. And I have never ever since then been involved with the police and marijuana, like never.
No, I thought you were gonna say then I cut my hair.
No, I just fucking was smarter about it.
Yeah.
Good point. I won't.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We were just dumb. We were dumb and naive, and we felt everything was like a joke because we were kids. It's like we can't go to jail. Nothing's ever gonna happen to us. We're basically untouchable, right?
We were
like,
invincible.
Could
we
do whatever we wanted.
Meow, man.
Yeah,
but like you know what?
There was no repercussions for anything. Like
there isn't any.
When we were at like CTK, where I went to school, like we were, I'm sure I've said this before too, where it's like when we got there, it was only till grade 11.
Yeah.
And then they added grade 12 the next year. So literally myself, I was there for 3 years.
You were the oldest
as a senior.
Yeah, every year
as
a
right?
senior,
so like by year, I don't know, this was in year 1 when it was just like nobody at the school. It was real small.
Yeah.
We were just had a gang basically.
Yeah. That's an interesting like high school. Like every year you're a senior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm a complete TikTok.
Half.
Well, 1 year. 1 year.
1 year TikTok.
Yeah, 1 year TikTok.
Yeah, your final senior year was.
Final senior year.
Middle senior year was total TikTok.
You're 3.5.
The end of this trilogy was definitely not your crowning moment.
But it was also like how the mighty had fallen. I feel like by year 3, it was just like I was like lone wolf at the school, so it was just like I'm keeping my head down, pass the torch to the other seniors.
Yeah, I was addicted to drugs and spending most of my time in Mississauga that year, I think.
No, that was the year before. That was like your last year of like BR was, you just were in Brampton. BR stood for Brampton.
Yeah, pretty much. I did spend a lot of time in Brampton and Mississauga.
Yeah.
In those years, yeah.
The junkie days.
Yeah. But I do not remember this kid. Like, I could not, for the life of me, pick him out of a crowd right now. I just have no idea who you're referring to.
You guys
but there's been like 10 of those instances.
Huh?
There's been like 10 of those instances where it's like, there's this kid that we took advantage of for a couple months, fucked him over, and then there was this other kid that we took advantage of for a couple months and then fucked him over, and it was just like the whole gang of us had all these little schemes going on.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you were kind of an innocent in all of it, to be honest. Like, you were a participant, sure, but like, you know, you were pretty innocent in all this.
I just went along.
I mean, I like to think of myself as pretty innocent too. I just had the clubhouse, you know.
Yeah, that was I don't know. But we were always just ripping people off for dope and like.
Well, we were getting ripped off too, man. What goes around comes around.
It was a fucking like, you know, cut or be cut kind of fucking lifestyle.
Yeah,
Not
totally.
even that like I kind of sold drugs for a hot second, but I didn't. You sold drugs longer than I did.
But not really, you know, like not weed, not in town. Like, I mean, for what, a couple months? It just, you know.
Yeah.
It was like when it was still hard to get weed. That's the only reason we ever did it. Because it's like, oh, I'll buy more than I need and sell it to my friends. And it's like...
Yeah,
you know,
that's like the thing that's weird too, right? Like, I feel like when I was slinging dope, it was... I got, like, bullied into it. Like, I know that's not a defense by any means, but it was totally just, like... The guy that we like, our good buddy, who was part of like the gang, he sold.
May
dope.
went a little hard on Ryan Gay.
Yeah, no, he was
may or may not.
He was also just like, whatever.
He was a sweetie.
He was a sweetheart.
He's a big sweetheart.
But like he'd sold dope, and then like I was like a middleman between him and a bunch of other people. So eventually it was just like, well, how about you like instead of calling me for all of your friends, like why don't you just I'll give you a quarter pound and you sell it to your friends. And it was like, yeah, this makes sense. And I think I did 2 quarter pounds, and then it was like, I'm done with
this
it.
Isn't
like,
worth it.
This is not. I hate this. This job sucks.
This job sucks. I got to deal with all these fucking nickel and diamond and shitheads, and it's like, and I got to leave and go. All this, people are coming by all the time. It's just like
all the time.
I mean, if I had sold drugs for any longer out of my nan's house, we would have got busted. Like, we were already getting in shit
oh my
for...
God,
all kinds of stuff. It's like if any real drugs were flying out of that house, that would have been it. Like I would have been in jail for that.
I think that was like us being smart about it when the cop told us.
It's like, we can't sell drugs out of here. I don't want all the fucking little shitheads coming from all around to buy their dime bags. Like I'm not that guy.
And they're the worst shitheads too. There was a kid down my street that like I bought him alcohol once. And then it turned into, like, every Friday, him and a new buddy. Like, it was him and one guy, and then him and two
Someone
guys.
else had the money, and it was this guy,
And it was just like, dude, like, I remember it just being like, this is, like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, fuck you guys. I don't even like you.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like you guys. I don't even like you.
Friend. Yeah. I sold you dope a couple times, but, like, fuck off,
Yeah.
And I bought you beer once because it was convenient.
Those amateur
orders,
I
did it because it was convenient.
And like this, it's like
for a minute I was like buying booze for people at the skate park, and it's like they don't really question you, but when you like are barely 19 and you're going through the LCBO like register
times.
with like here's a Mickey of vodka, Mickey of this, like I got my Crown Royal, I got a 12 box of this, I got a 6-pack of this. It's like clearly this is for like 5 underage people.
Yeah.
And I don't want
literally
to do this
right
every
across
3
the
days.
street.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to keep doing like the heat is like way too obvious. Like if everyone just like agreed you're gonna split a 2-4, then okay,
it's easy.
But when I'm going in and buying 5 different 6-packs and 2 Mickeys of this and that, it's like no, and I have to then take it across the street in a goddamn shopping cart in front of the police station. Like no.
3 different kinds of 40s, a fucking Mickey of this, a little shooter of that. Yeah.
Right. It's just like this is so fucking like no.
Yeah.
Just shitty life.
But we were so like we were so reckless and we got away with so much. Like I mean, I think me personally, I know you guys personally, and then together as a gang of fucking misfits, it's like we got away with so much shit.
Like I'm saying, I've never, other than getting like caught speeding, like that's that's gonna happen. Like there's a reason why it's like they're not real cops; they're just traffic cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I kept my nose clean, kept out of it. I walked the line.
Yep. I haven't been arrested for fucking a good while now, but I've only been arrested 3 times, like, and never really, put in there for any real length. Like it just, for tickets and fines and 1 charge. I've only had 1 charge, and that was like when I was 18 or whatever at the fall fair.
Yeah.
You were still a kid.
Yeah, just a pup.
No, you were of age, right? You were.
Yeah, I was 18.
18, yeah. So is that the cutoff or is it 19?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I
think it's 16 to be honest. Yeah.
You're right. You can fuck when you want in Canada.
Yeah, you can buy a lot.
But there was always that like always growing up. It's like, they can't do shit till I'm 16. Like then you're 16 and you're 16. You're like, well, they can't try me as an adult till I'm 18.
Yeah. I'm just a kid.
Yeah, I'll spray paint the school. Sure, they can't fucking get me as an adult.
Speaking of,
but it's
cool
just crazy
crimes.
to reflect on those times, man.
Yeah,
I
just
but like
wanted to get this in
So imagine like you get a call from your friend Ryan Gay or whatever, and you're like, and he's like, oh, some other dude we hung around with that in those days shot another guy in the stomach with a shotgun. You'd be like, what? Like that's basically what I just got this last weekend. It was like, oh yeah, your old buddy Sean. Like I mean, I was partying with him a couple years ago, but like, I mean, I hung out with him almost every weekend before I left town there. But it's like, yeah, your old buddy Sean. Yeah, did you hear? It's like, no, I didn't hear. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What is even going on, man?
Yeah, I wanted to cycle back around to another attempted murder.
Because you have someone going through some shit too, eh?
Yeah, so this is like also like incredibly topical. I think when we were recording last, there was a moment when Mike, you were like, get off your phone. And I was like, sorry, my buddy just like texted me he was in a car accident.
Yeah.
So that buddy was
What,
in a
it's
car
related
accident.
to that?
That's that guy, yeah, it's that guy. So he was in a car
wow.
accident a week or so ago and like messaged me. He was like, oh, fuck, wrecked the car. I'm going to go stay in a hotel for a week, And I'm like, cool for you, bud. Like, just like stress-free, like whatever, run the credit card up. Future you can deal with that, but like take a week. And he's like, yeah, I got to. And I didn't really ask. I just thought, cool.
Can you go, before you go any further?
Yeah.
There's red flags.
Okay.
But go on.
You have red flags already?
Already.
Okay. So, yeah, so then, whatever, week goes by, we're hanging out last week, we're working, and I was like, so how'd the hotel go? And he's like, oh, it was cool, it was this and that, and I'm just like, genuinely, this is a positive scenario that all just went down, and I'm real happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike is losing his connection. Let's make sure he hears this before we go any further. So I'm like telling the dude, like, real positive about this story, like,
and we're back!
Like, we're back. A week in a hotel, like, what does that cost during COVID? Is there like a fee, like a rate discount? He's like, oh yeah, it was like $600 for a week. I'm like, that's pretty good. He's like, yeah, and that's like including room service.
That's
yeah,
cheap.
Like I just lit the bill up every night. Mm-hmm. It was like $80-ish a day, and I just like had room service. I'm like, that's real sick. And again, like I have no idea anything bad happened. I'm just like, oh, that's a fucking sick week, dude. Like, do you have any girls over? Like, what was up?
But you do know he's been in a car accident.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm under the impression he was in a car accident and then just needed a week to like just like de-stress because it's like it could be traumatic for people, whatever. Okay. And then he's like, okay, so this is the real story of what happened. And I'm like, again, like I didn't know there was a real story. This isn't me prodding to get to anything. It's just like, oh, what happened? He's like, yeah. So after I got in the car accident, like I drove home. Or I didn't drive home, like I got a ride home, whatever. Like they took the tow truck, took my car, and my dad's like flipping out on me. And he's going on about, like, my insurance is going to be through the roof. I don't want to pay for this. I have to do all this. And I'm, like, telling him, like, I know, Dad. It's not my problem. Like, I know. It's my problem. It's my problem. I got it.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't my fault. The guy, like, stopped short on the 401. Like, fucking bullshit happens. And, like, my dad just won't let it go.
Yeah.
So I should quick sidebar. This is all hearsay. If there's any impending charges, chalk this up to like I misunderstood.
It's third rate.
It's third
story,
hand. Like
happened to a friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Maybe I mustn't heard it. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I made the whole thing up. If charges are pending,
maybe it is all true.
Maybe it happened last Friday. Maybe it happened a year ago.
This might have happened 5 years ago. So he's telling me, like Dad's getting in my face. He's getting all mad, and then I just like pushed him. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there. Like, I haven't actually ever pushed my dad, but I got real close. Dads push buttons. So he's like, yeah, me and my dad are fighting in the garage, and I'm like, okay. Yep. And this is one of those stories where like every tier of the story it just escalates, and you don't see the next one coming.
Amps up.
Yeah, and you just don't see it coming. And like, so I'm fighting my dad in the garage, and I'm sitting there again. Like, I didn't know there was like anything happened. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, like, me and my dad are fighting. Like, I got him by the hair, and I'm just, like, punching him and up. And, like, we're tussling. And then his brother, like, my uncle gets, like, in. He's third man's in it. I'm like, why is your uncle there? And he's like, it's, like, an Asian thing. Like, we all live. It's, like, like, everyone lives in the same house. Like, my grandma, everyone's there. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, so my fucking uncle, like, gets in. And they're, like, teaming up on me. Like, Dad's punching me. Uncle's got me around the neck, like, sleeper holding. And trying to pull me off.
The extension cord.
Yeah, trying to pull me off.
He's got an extension cord around
and he's
my
like,
neck.
so then he's like, and again, like when this story was done, I was like, no judgment, dude. Like, I think you're rad, and I'm so appreciative that like you gave me what actually happened. Like, he didn't sugarcoat this to, like, I don't know what happened. Like, I just pushed the guy and something. Like, he tells the...
Yeah, he's like, no, I was uppercutting him.
And then he's like, so my uncle's fucking grabbing me around the neck from the back, trying to pull me off. And I just reach up and, like, I thought about fish hooking his mouth, but I don't know why. My finger went in his eye, and I just fish hooked his eye. He's like, I grabbed my uncle by the eye. And, like, uncle lets go. And as, like, Uncle's letting go, I do, like, I push them both, and, like, Uncle goes into a rack of bikes, Dad goes into the car, we're fighting in the garage, and then I, like, turn to, like, go back at my dad, and someone grabs me again from the back, and I think it's my uncle again, so I just do, like, a full, like, Hulk, like, open up and throw this person off, assuming it's my uncle, and I turned around and it was my mom, like, my mom, like, jumped on my back. And I like sent her into like the laundry that was like drying on those like laundry rack things, and she like smashed through them all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, like
don't get in there, Mom. That's your own damn fault.
But then I'm like thinking like again like fuck, okay, end of the story. Like you fucking like beat up your mom and your dad and your uncle, tried to take your uncle's eye out. Like fuck. And then he's like, and then like I went over and like grabbed...
And then my sister
like,
comes
I grabbed
in.
a piece of the broken, like, laundry, like, drying rack. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And I just turned back to my uncle, and he's like, I don't know, like, through the act of, like, whatever, like, fluke, I lifted it up, and I came down upon him. And I tried to take him out, and, like, I tried to stab him in the face as hard as I could with this shard of metal.
Yeah.
And he just moved just enough that it, like, nicked his neck. And at that point, like, my mom is screaming, my uncle is screaming, like, you know, everyone is like, stop, please. Like, we're calling...
Stop killing your uncle.
Calling the cops, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, my mom's like, okay, like, fucking call the cops, we can't control him. And he's, like, being super honest, like, yeah, I tried to fucking stab him to death, but, like, I missed, and, like, the, like, shard of metal went... like into the ground as hard as you could slam it into the ground, and it just missed his neck.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then the cops came, and he's like, I gave the cops a heads up, like, my uncle doesn't really speak English, so you're gonna get a lot of gibberish out of him. And long story short, no one gave the cops enough of a story to press charges. Like, it was just like a domestic, you know, we just had a tussle family thing, and then
unless there's a real reason, you know what I mean?
There
Like, there's still
but I
something
guess,
going on behind the scenes.
Like, worked up
you know?
uncle that doesn't really speak English didn't really, like, give his side of the story well enough that the cops, you know, pressed it.
But it seems like they hammered out all their differences.
Well,
in the
that's why he
moment.
went
It's
to
like,
go live in a
we're not going to
hotel
send this
because
kid
he's
to
like-
jail or send this person to jail.
He didn't go to jail, but, like, the like family had,
Way
like,
more
locked
trouble
the
than it's
door, and,
worth.
like, this guy cannot come inside. So now he's, like, homeless and house, like,
For a roommate?
he's couch surfing, looking for a roommate.
Back to the hotel, bud. $80 a night.
But, like, fuck, what a wild, like, family brawl.
Yeah, dude, that's wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And similar to your buddy Sean, it's like he wouldn't know that the day to day. The guy's so cool, but push comes
you
to
just wouldn't
shove,
know.
and you got to fuse. And you're gonna fucking go for the eye and
Oh,
stab
you
him in
fucking
the...
you back a dog up into a corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get bit.
That's true.
You're gonna get bit.
Hood's open, you know?
Yeah,
Great guy though.
that's fucking wild, man.
Wow.
I mean, I would have beat the shit out of Uncle Terry like that, no problem, if I got the chance.
That's it though. It's like sometimes
I would have made sure that piece of metal didn't miss. I tell you, I would have got him right in his fucking Dracula heart. You know what I mean? Fucking piece of shit, Uncle Terry. Fuck you, burn in hell. You fucking loser. Fucking loser, Uncle Terry. I mean, I get it. Like, and all families got their shit too, and you know, when there's no public watching and there's no cameras on you, and it's just you and your family going at it, shit can get out of hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never been that far down the road with my family, but the few fights that I've seen at my nan's house, or the few times even my dad came to blows, it's like shit gets heavy, man, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
No.
Thankfully, we've never crossed that line into, like, almost murder, but, like, it's been close.
It can happen.
It's been close.
Like,
Like, there's been a few times I felt like I was fighting for my life, and I'm not sitting here saying my dad
With
kicked
your
the shit out of me,
dad?
but
Wow.
we came to blows a few times,
Wow.
right? Like, throughout the last time I ever lived with them, the last night I ever stayed at their house was, like, Christmas Eve one year, and coming home from his parents' house, like, we got into it on the icy road. He was drinking and swerving, and my baby sister's in the car. Mom's drunk. She's got no, you know, they both have no idea what's going on, and I'm in the back like a kid, like, whatever, 13 years old or whatever I am. Like, this is wrong. Like, we're speeding down the back road, slipping all over the place. Christmas Eve, this is the story that everyone... So I'm pissed, and we pull in the driveway, and I just socked him right in the face. Like, from backseat, like, blindsided. I'm just, bam, not a word was said. Just socked him. Just sucker punched him right in the ear. You know what I mean? As soon as we pulled in the driveway, I just hit him, and then I hit him again and again, and we got out, and it was just like as many punches as I could. And I got hit too. I got smacked around, and I never stayed with them again. Like, we're all good. We were good a short while after that. We still had Christmas together and stuff. But I never stayed at their house ever again. I was like, I'm out of here. I don't want this in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to do it. And honestly, like, in hindsight, best thing that happened to everybody was that I left. Because my sister got the royal treatment. She's, like, succeeding she's gone way farther in her short life than I ever would in my entire life. You know what I mean? And it's like, because they had all the they focused all their energy on her and gave her their best. And honestly, I feel like a martyr in a sense for just taking myself out of that situation and being like, I don't need you at all, and I don't want you to waste any more time on this. Right. You know, as heavy as that sounds, like it all started with a fist fight on Christmas. A sucker punch, really. But is that sucker punch? Like, all families got their shit, man. Like, I'm not ashamed of any of that stuff. You know, I
feel like though
it
this
is what it
where,
is.
Like, I
shit
have
happens.
to share a story about someone I know almost killing somebody. I did, like, my childhood.
Yeah, you're up, bud. You're up.
My childhood best friend fucking killed a guy in a car accident.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, but he like rolled.
Yeah, wasn't it on Christmas?
No, it was in the middle of summer. It was one of those like, everyone's going back to summer.
That was out in the field, right? It was that one?
Yeah, crashed him.
Yeah. Yeah, but he turned out to be a pretty big piece of shit, didn't he?
It depends on your definition of piece of shit.
I liked the guy.
He was a good dude.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something.
I mean, I liked him, but
I could see why people think he's that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that's what a lot of people.
Not just because of that
all
situation.
Of my friends,
yeah,
mostly Mike. Like,
yeah, I could see why people don't like him, but
I like 100%. People are like, "How are you best friends with that guy?" And it's just like, because I know he's never wronged me.
No.
You know, he doesn't treat me like he treats you.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, are you talking about me? Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't. Listen, if I don't like you, you'll get mistreated. But it takes a fucking. It's a pretty big leap from not giving a shit about you to not liking you.
Yeah.
It takes some effort in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It's like, I like you until I don't. And when I don't give a shit about you. And then to really actively not like you is a pretty big leap.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. I get it.
One of my favorite
I know you
stories, Mike, is like when we were living together and you were dating my roommate. And the three of us went to the Horseshoe Tavern to see some bands. It was fun. And you were in one of your moods, you just wanted to fight all night, trying to fight the bouncer. Like, one of your, this isn't even like, it was that one time it was like, this is just like a weekly thing. Like, this happens. Typical, Wednesday. Like, just looking.
Hard and fast, baby. I was going hard and fast.
But I remember you're trying to fight the bouncer, you're in his face, you're like chest bumping him, and he doesn't want to hit you because you're just like some dumb kid. And then you ended up taking your own glasses off, throwing them on the ground, stomping them, and accusing him of breaking your glasses. I think you guys might have shared a few punches. No. He throws you outside, throws the glasses at you, and you're all, fuck this guy, he broke my fucking glasses, fuck that piece of shit. And me and my roommate, your girlfriend at the time, are just like, we need to get this fucking guy in a cab. We need to get home.
He broke his own glasses. He
literally stomped his own glasses and then spit on the bouncer and said, you broke my glasses, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit here all day and throw out apologies for all those times, but it just ain't worth it. Shit happens.
But then, the best part of the story is it's like a 5-minute drive back to our house in the cab. It's not far, and she's crying, because you're just ranting and raving in the front seat, and we're sitting in the back together, and she's crying, and she's just like, I don't know how to love him. How do you do it? And I was just like, oh, I'm not dating him. Yeah. Oh, I'm not. It's really easy.
Yeah, no, ask.
We're going to get back to the house. I'm going into my own room and closing the door and going to bed. That's how.
Yeah.
He's your fucking problem. I'm not dating him. It's real easy to, love him as a friend. Yeah. It's not my problem.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
the best thing for you to do is love me from afar. Yeah, you're gonna have to love me from afar because you get too close. I do bite. Yeah, I bite.
Yeah. The cab door shuts and my responsibilities are over. He's home. Yeah. I'm not as reckless as I was back then, but I had a chip on my shoulder for fucking God knows why. It could be any reason. Yeah.
Any day, any reason, I had a chip on my shoulder, and I grew up like that. It was inherent. It didn't feel unnatural. It felt bad after the fact. Don't get me wrong. I have some remorse over how I've acted over those whole 10 years at times. But what do you do, man? What the fuck do you do?
I mean, fuck it.
You fucking counseling, maybe?
You know?
Oh,
it is
yeah.
what it is. How do you like me? How do you love me? Just figure it out. Either do or you don't. That's where I'm at. Take it or leave it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do or you don't. Because the truth is, like, you know, I just don't need nothing from no one, really. That's what it boils down to. So it's like if you're gonna be hanging around in whatever facet, it's like take it as I come, because it's like I'm not gonna come begging or borrowing or nothing from you. I just show up as I am. You get what you get, you know.
You're coming glasses shopping with me tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Are you gonna make me break my own glasses? This motherfucker gonna have to break his own glasses?
I don't remember this happening, but I'm just not surprised by it.
Another time where you like
I can remember one time stomping my glasses in the subway. I can remember being with you guys and stomping my glasses in the subway. And I don't know if that was the same night and it was leftover. It was leftover pieces of glasses that I was stomping, but
there was one night when you were like screaming at my roommate Allie at one time because she broke your glasses. We're all coming back from a show. Like this was long after Jamie, so like I don't know how that works. Because maybe you were. Oh, you were dating Jamie. Are we saying names? Whatever.
We said it like 4 times already.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think you guys were living at the
whatever.
house anymore, but you guys would like come and do the fucking like houseboat in the living room for the weekend kind of thing. You were living in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And we went to some show and it was fun, and we go back to the house, and you were walking up the stairs ahead of Allie, and your glasses fell off on the stairs, and then she walked up the stairs and just crushed them, like
Ooh.
just like stepped on them. And you like freaked out on her for breaking your glasses. And she was just like in shock.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But she's just like,
Yeah.
I've seen you break your glasses countless times. They were so broken and taped together. Like, I feel really bad. And you were just like, yeah, but I broke them those times, not you. It's different.
I have no
That is
recollection of this
different.
at all.
Like,
No.
I could break my own glasses, not you.
The principle.
I mean,
It's
right?
a principle.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's perfectly
Logic is
logical.
sound.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember that, so I'm not going to admit to anything. This is all allegedly.
This is alleged.
This is alleged.
It's alleged.
I think
Yeah,
this whole
but,
episode is
also
allegedly,
not-
right? Everything that we've just
Yeah,
said
oh
is
yeah. It's
complete.
all-
Everything's
it's
been
hearsay.
made up.
All
It's hearsay.
Hearsay and poppycock.
Yeah.
It's poppycock. It's all
Fucking
poppycock.
Todd
Yeah.
cock.
Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, I'm just not surprised, RJ. And I only heard half that story, but I heard someone in the house, she broke them. I yelled at her. It's like, yeah, okay. That's all I needed to hear. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm not going to say I was spinning out of control, but I was definitely out of control for a solid 10
wouldn't say
years. Like a
spinning,
really
but definitely
rowdy 10 years.
Spiral for sure. Yeah.
Spiraling, yeah.
Moving
Yeah,
towards
and
something.
I mean,
in a rotating fashion.
Yeah.
Hokey pokey and out of control.
you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot
Yeah,
out,
baby,
baby.
at all times. Live my life a quarter mile.
Yeah,
at a
but
time.
you know, that is a weird metaphor. That is definitely a weird metaphor for my life. Unless I'm like fully 100% interested in something, I'm like always 1 foot in, 1 foot out doing the hokey pokey on everything. Relationships, careers, fucking hobbies and interests and social things. It's like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Sexual
You know,
orientation.
I'll sexual orientation, gender, you know, political views, you name it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a Republican. And you know what? I'm going to go with it.
I don't want to be painted by any color.
That's true.
Go with
No,
what the tide says. Some days I feel a little
Yeah.
more conservative than others.
I'd say paint me black, but that's illegal these
Oh,
days.
yeah,
You
you
can't
can't
do
go
that.
You get canceled.
You
for
can't
sure.
paint.
Can't do that.
You can't go. You can't go black body.
No.
You can't go chocolate body. Can't do it unless you're a bodybuilder. You can't go chocolate body.
Ooh, even then, like that's like. Here's.
It looks weird.
Have you seen when like women do it and they're just fucking brown, like just
Oh,
straight
yeah.
bronze? Like, I don't know. It's just so disgusting.
You mean the bodybuilder thing?
Yeah.
Or just black-faced?
all of it, god damn it. But like I don't know, I got a girl on my Facebook that I see from time to time, and she does like I guess like competitive bodybuilding. I don't even know what you fucking call it.
Yeah.
And like she's like whiter, like pale like me.
Yeah.
And then like she will post
Yeah.
pictures of herself from these events, and like it's
bronzed
just like
up.
spray tan.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck me.
Do you think they do their vag? Do you think they Do you think they go all the way with it?
I think you mean penis. The answer is yes.
Great time for the fucking internet to cut out. Absolutely. Great time for the internet to cut out. Did you heard me, did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Their clits
Yeah.
are so long, it's basically a dick. It's one of those.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just uterus hangs out.
Stop. That's not what I was asking.
She's got a hanging uterus. That's also.
But how funny would that be?
sprayed.
That would be like. Oh no. Ooh, the shadow coming off it. Just. Ooh. But like that would be hilarious, dude. Like have like those super intense tan lines, like fake tan lines,
Yeah.
but like chocolate body, pale, private area. I don't know if you'd probably do your tits because like whatever. But like there's got to be a part of your ass crack that you can't
Yeah.
get. It's like
Yeah.
so you get nude and you got this like fucking streak of lightning going down your in the
I
middle
think
of
you
your
just
body.
you compensate for that, and like you just do a really bad job wiping and keep it brown all the
Yeah.
time.
Keep it brown town.
Ooh.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
I think on that note we should wrap this one up. Save some
I
save
guess,
some show for
I
next
guess.
time.
I feel like this whole show's been you guys throwing me under the bus for shitty things I've done my whole life.
I don't think. No, well, RJ kind of did.
Yeah, a lot of it is. You remember this kid you used to fucking harass?
Yeah,
Do you remember
I
this
implicated
chick that you
myself
yelled at?
into it as
You
well,
don't
though.
remember?
Yeah, you did. You did. RJ came in like a cuck being like, oh, we were just partying, having all fun, and then you just broke your glasses. Like, we were having such a good
you
time, and you made
ruined
everyone
it.
cry. It's like, yeah, dude.
We were gonna go to cold tea and you ruined it.
Oh, we always hit KO though, no matter
Oh,
what the
yeah,
mood.
yeah.
We were
You
always
gotta
hitting
hit
KO.
KO.
I'd have you guys look at the sign for me. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out when we get there.
You're just outside stomping around fuming. 2 KO burgers through the window. Shannon, we want 2
Yeah.
KO burgers.
You know what though? Before we part, I gotta say that was probably my best streak for breaking glasses though. Like in that like 2-year mark from like coming and then going and then coming back, I probably broke a dozen pair of glasses
Easy.
in those 2 years.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Easy.
And always
Yeah,
just got
like,
the
I
same
mean, I don't
ones.
do that no more. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were cheap. Actually, they were free. That was a time when you could make an
You
email
would, yeah.
and get your first pair
Yeah.
free. Yeah, so it was like 10 pairs of glasses for free. Yeah, I'll break them.
Yeah, fuck them.
You know, like, fuck them.
All right, with that, thanks for listening. Tell a friend. Listen to Bike Thieves. Thanks, I guess. Yeah. Last
Yeah.
words, boys? 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
1 foot in, 1 foot out, baby.
No laugh, low laugh, faux
Yeah.
laugh.
Hope you make it, Sean.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Sean. For real.
Hope you pull through, Damien.
Yeah, and Damien and I hear you had to come in.
Yeah, fuck you, Damien.
Fuck you, David. No, don't fuck him.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.